Hello and welcome back, viewers, for round 4 of the Targa Cup. And here we are back for Lobby A. Again, to remind our viewers, we are here at Watkins Glen, the short course, short layout, and everyone is driving a Ferrari 458 Group 4 car. And qualifying is go. We have 5 minutes. That's around 3 flying laps, 1 out lap and 3 flying laps for everyone. And for the keen-eyed, we have our Lobby B dominance driver, Abdus, who has been promoted to Lobby A for this race due to Misto being asked to sit out. Lobby B driver Abdus has been moved up to Lobby A. Now let us see how he fares against the big boys here in Lobby A. As we see the ancient pleb off on his first flying lap. Let's go on board with him. As he goes flat through T2 and T3. Into the bus stop chicane, you would want to carry as much speed as possible without spinning out or crashing into the barriers. Early on the throttle, slightly lift here and back on the throttle for the second to last braking zone here. Brake just around the 200-meter mark. Keep it tight. And slight lift again here, and it's flat all the way to the finish line. Let's see what his first lap time looks like. And that is a 13.7. That is quick. As we see the others setting down their first banker laps, as Makov is on provisional pole by 1/100th of a second, 1.5 hundredths of a second over Ancient Pleb. That is close. And we have our debutant, Brazilian Sam, who is filling in, and that is a decent lap for his first lap, 14.5. That currently puts him at P6. Abdus with his first lap, feeling the pressure with the 14.5, and he goes slightly wide there. And Makov facing some traffic there on his second flying lap. Not the most optimum of conditions, and yeah, he decides to abort it and have a fresh start for his final flying lap. As Ancient Pleb on his third flying lap, not able to better his initial time, gets a penalty. Yeah, not optimum. Modiki Guarantee also gets a penalty, currently in P3. Ancient P4 opts for a fresh set of tires. I think that is it for him this session. I don't think he will be able to put down another lap with the amount of time left. Askas on his final flying lap. Oh, and Pagal Raja, is that a glitch? And yeah, he seems to be all over the place, unfortunately. And Abdus heading towards the line on his final flying lap. He is improving. Let's see where it puts him. And that is up to P3 for Abdus. He's already down to P4 as the others close their laps. Askas on to P3 with Pleb have penalty, and yeah, that's qualifying for him. Makov is done as well. I think everyone is, yeah, that's it for everyone. Now let us go over the grid order soon. So we have Makov in P1 from Pleb by less than 1.5 hundredths of a second. Pleb in P2, Askas in P3. Abdus in his first outing in Lobby A is a brilliant P4, only 2.5 tenths away from pole. Modiki Guarantee in P5, Ench in P6, Brazilian Sam in his first race with Targa Cup in P6. That's a great result for him. Pagal Raja in P8 and Inavri in P9, rounding up the grid. That is a very close grid, less than a second from first to last. This will definitely be an interesting race to watch, and the number of strategies at play we will be starting soon. And it's 5 lights, and we are go as Pleb gets a marginally better start than Makov. He's already eyeing it down the inside, goes for the outside, and that's a lot of squeezing as Abdus is up to P2 already, as Pleb not having the best of starts, down to P4. Makov keeps his lead. Ench up to P3, Modiki Guarantee in P5, Askas in P6, Inavri in P7, Pagal Raja in P8, and Brazilian Sam losing a couple of positions down in P9. Oh, as we see Makov defending down the inside. Hope everything is clean here. It is relatively clean. Everyone is relatively well behaved. Oh, and there is a massive shunt there. Who is the Inavri and Askas taking on heavy damage there. Not ideal for them. As Abdus already on the attack against Makov in his slipstream. And we see Ancient Pleb back up to P3. Modi ki guarantee up to P4 and Ench losing a couple of spots there to P5. And we see Ench making a move, lunge down the inside of Modi ki guarantee, and that is too optimal. Yeah, he just loses that spot back. That's too promising for him. And as we see Pleb joining the guys, top two guys in the grid, Makov and Abdus. And Pleb is which is right behind Abdus, who is right behind Makov. Pleb lining up a move. Let's see what tires everybody is on. Yeah, everyone except Inavri and Pagal Raja on mediums. So supposedly everybody going for a one-stopper at least. As we have a slipstream train forming up here. Abdus smelling, and Pleb makes a move down the inside. Can that get him into the lead? It does. What a brave move by Pleb. Amazing. P3 to P1 at one of the most dangerous corners on this track. He makes it stick. Amazing move by Ancient Pleb into the lead. But Makov now not giving up. He is attacking, signaling to Abdus, let's work together and let's not let Pleb get away with this. And behind the top three we have Modi ki guarantee in P4, Ench in P5 and Pagal Raja in P6. More or less equidistant from each other. As we see Brazilian Sam making a move down the inside of Pagal Raja, and behind we have Inavri and Askas trying to undo the damage that they faced from that heavy shunt couple of laps ago. And at the front we see Pleb already pulling up a decent margin from Makov, who himself is pulling away from Abdus in P3. So we see the race gradually settling in, everyone finding the rhythm, and between all this Abdus is gradually following into the jaws of Modi ki guarantee in P4. Ench meanwhile serving that penalty and losing further spot down to P6. And in P9 we have Inavri, the only driver on softs. His tires looking cooked. Yeah, that gamble hasn't paid off unfortunately, and as we say that, he gets another half a second penalty. Unfortunate. And the only other outlier here we have Pagal Raja on hards. Knowing him, I am assuming he is going for a no stopper. Very exciting. I'm glad someone has gone for a no stopper, and yeah, let's follow him closely for the next 17 laps to see how that pans out. Then we have Ench, Brazilian Sam, Modi ki guarantee, Makov, Abdus and Pleb all on mediums with more or less similar levels of wear. And while I say that, Makov slowly clawing his back into the slipstream range of the ancient Pleb. What was 1.5 seconds is now down to 1 second. And meanwhile, Abdus, though we saw him losing some time, has managed to keep it steady, and the gap to Modi ki guarantee in P4 is more or less stagnant. But it's anything between these guys. A small mistake can be deadly for any of them. As we see the entire grid covered by less than 15-16 seconds, and the top 5 with just 6 seconds between them. As we see, Ench, I think he's just made a move back on Brazilian Sam up to P5. Brazilian Sam joined the race on very short notice, I think less than an hour or so before the beginning of Lobby A. So considering that, he's doing a stellar job here with already 14.2 as his fastest lap. That is a solid race pace here on the mediums. And he's looking to make a move on Ench. Ench defends the inside, Brazilian Sam goes on the outside, and Ench moves again on the outside back to the racing line, and that brings Brazilian Sam closer to Ench. Will he make a move going into the bus stop chicane? That'll be a very dangerous move, as we see Ench slightly pulling away. Tucking into the slipstream. Will he look down the inside? No, he doesn't. And he is clawing Ench back gradually here. This is turning out to be an interesting battle between the two. As Ench goes slightly wide there. It's key for Brazilian Sam to get the braking zone right here and get a good exit onto the home straight. As we see Ench slightly pulling away from Brazilian Sam. Meanwhile, Abdul has gathered a comfortable 2.5 second lead from Modi ki guarantee, which at one point was down to half a second. And he is gradually pulling in Makov in P2, who has lost some time to Ancient Pleb. What was 1 second before is now 2 seconds. So yeah, an Ancient Pleb doing consistent mid 14s. So he has found his rhythm. He is in the zone. Only he can stop himself now. While we see Makov, he had a slight incident the previous lap. He lost a second there, and that would explain the gap to Pleb and Makov and Abdus. As we see Navri, who's ditched the softs for a pair of hards, and these should take him to the end, but some 47 odd seconds behind the leader. And I must remark, it's wonderful to see two of the quickest racers in India in Gran Turismo 7 back where they belong, at the front end of the grid after a couple of unfortunate races with Pleb leading the pack, followed by Makov. And the mercurial talent. Oh, and as we say that, Abdus Salam has a moment there, but he manages to save it and keep it safe. But meanwhile, he does get a second penalty for corner cutting. And that is going to hurt him with Modi ki guarantee some 2.5 seconds behind him, and Makov just half a second ahead. That is definitely going to buy Makov some breathing space. Will Abdus try to make a move here before serving his penalty on Makov? She tucks into the slipstream, looks outside, does not go on the inside, going into the bus stop chicane, and they go through the chicane safely. And we are back. Apologies for the slight disconnection. But yeah, Abdus has just served his penalty. He is some 2.5 seconds behind Makov, while we see Pleb being the first of the medium tires one-stoppers who dives into the pits. Makov has, as usual, decided to extend his stint by an additional lap. Modi ki guarantee is catching up to Abdus Salam after that penalty. Ench up to P4. He has gone past Askas. Askas having a wonderful recovery drive, who was dead last at one point of time with heavy damage. He is up to P5 now. Brazilian Sam in P6. Pagal Raja, the only probable no-stopper, in P7, some 12 seconds behind the leader, who is yet to pit. Ancient Pleb behind him in P8, some 10.5 seconds, with 11 laps to go. That'll be an interesting race to watch as it unfolds, with Yanavri in P9. Vedu, welcome. Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, hello again, MJK. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm sorry for the delays. I had some personal errands to run, but yes, I will be joining you for the rest of the race.
Perfect. Welcome. So yeah, we are having perfect time to join. We're having an interesting race here as everyone heads into the pits, and it'll be interesting to follow where everyone exits and what fuel levels they take on. With Makov having stayed out an extra lap, coming out in front of Pleb. He has overcut Pleb, and that has worked wonderfully for him. He's come out with fresher tires, a second ahead of Pleb. But Pleb, with warmed up tires, will be looking to dispose Makov as soon as possible. Yes, as we can see the fuel levels, Makov has slightly underfueled. That may require him to fuel save for the next 10 laps. As we see our current race leader, Abdus Salam, dive into the pits. Let's see where that brings him out. And regardless, we have our only potential no-stopper for the race. Pagal Raja inherit the lead with 9 laps to go. Some 8 seconds behind him is Makov on mediums. Can he catch him up? Let's wait and watch.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see. So Pagal Raja has a gap of 8 seconds be in front of Mako, and Mako on the fresh medium tires and less fuel, similar fuel levels, so maybe he should be able to catch Pagal Raja as we head towards the end of this race.
Yeah, interesting. And what's also key is these two don't spend too much time fighting each other and let Pagal Raja just have his way. As we see Makov slightly screeching his tires there in the exit of bus stop chicane. But yeah, this is lap 2 of the battle of Makov v Pleb.
MJK, just to get your attention to P4 and P5, Abdus has made a move on Enchanted Man and they are still battling it out.
Wonderful, wonderful. But I am wondering how come Abdus, who was... Oh, and there is contact there. As Modi Ki Guarantee tries to move on the outside, which becomes inside the next corner, and he clinches it. But yeah, strange for Abdus, who was some 2 seconds behind P2, now languishing 16 or 8 seconds behind Makov. That is strange. He has lost a lot after that pit stop.
Yeah, true. And even Enchanted Man has that 1 second penalty over there, so that should be helping Modi currently. Maybe it's the tires, maybe he has just come out of the pits and the tires are not warm enough.
Maybe that is an interesting point, Vedant, because I think he was the only medium tire racer to stay out for an extra 2 laps. That might have not been the best of calls. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully towards the end he will have fresher tires and he can capitalize on that. Meanwhile, Ench has a second worth of penalty, and that should put Modi Ki Guarantee and Abdus Salam right back into the race for P4.
Yeah, and Modi Ki Guarantee takes that P4. Abdus is still behind Enchanted Man, but he should be trying to catch P5 now. But I think there's a brilliant battle between Makov and Ancient Slab. They are keeping it clean and they are keeping it decent. So it's really nice to see these guys not rushing into moves, but working together and keeping it clean out there.
Absolutely. Maybe all the viewers, all the young viewers from our league can watch this battle and learn how it should be done. Give 100%, but give each other space and respect. As we see Ancient Pleb going past Makov making space there, and just to highlight what I had mentioned earlier, these two shouldn't waste any more time fighting each other and let Pagal Raja get away, which is exactly what Makov and Ancient Pleb have decided. This is what racecraft and maturity is about, not sending a dive bomb on each other at every other corner. And while I say that, with 7 laps to go, Pagal Raja is some 4 seconds ahead. And yeah, this is panning out to be a very interesting race, Vedu.
Yeah, so for me, Pagal Raja must be in a state of panic right now, because those tires are getting worn out really fast and the gap has reduced by about 4 seconds. So it's about 3 seconds now and he's losing a lot of time. It looks like it's time for him to change his tires.
Yeah, so just before you had joined, I had pipped Pagal Raja to be the only one that is going on with a no-stop strategy. But with 6 laps to go and the wear he has on his left front tire, I doubt he will be able to pull that up. But yeah, and in addition to that, he's losing a second and a half per lap to the guys behind. So within the next 2 laps or closer, Pleb and Makov should be past him. As we see, Modi Ki Guarantee was lost a couple of spots from P4 to down P6 and a penalty.
Yeah, we see also Abdus getting a penalty of 1.5 seconds, so he will be losing a couple of seconds. So MJK, I have a question. What is the pit loss around here that we are looking at?
I think it is around, so the refuel rate is slower than usual at 3 liters per second. With the tire change, I'm guessing it should be around 10 seconds or 15 seconds at most.
Interesting. Then it would be really wise for Pagal Raja to get a new set of tires right now and still battle for that P3, because it does not look like he's going to hold on to that position for long. Ancient Pleb is lining up a move right now.
Yeah, Pagal Raja defending with all his life down the inside, going to the bus stop chicane. That is a dangerous place to. Oh, and there is some contact. But an Ancient Pleb gets a penalty. That is unfortunate. While Makov runs wide. Yeah, Pagal Raja not making it easy for either of them to pass. And that penalty. And yeah, that penalty should buy Pagal Raja a few corners or a lap of breathing space into the lead with 3-4 laps to go.
But MJK, this has worked out in Makov's way, because he has that 1 second advantage now. From the penalty that Ancient Pleb has received, and Pagal Raja should be coming into the pits. Those tires won't hold for long.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see where Pleb comes out once he serves his penalty. And should Pagal Raja pit now, maybe P4, P5, he should come out somewhere around there with 3 laps to go.
Yeah. MJK, just to get your attention to Modiki Guarantee, there has been a change of positions again. We see Enchanted Man in P4, Modiki Guarantee in P5, and Abdus in P6. So there has been a shuffling of positions around there. Meanwhile, Askaz has also joined that battle with around a gap of 1 second.
Interesting, very interesting. As Abdus said, so one point he was as high as P2. Now he has dropped down to P6 and fighting for P5 with Modiki Guarantee. Going to the ever so dangerous bus stop chicane. Will there be any contact here? Oh, there is some. Modiki Guarantee gets slightly out of shape but manages to keep it glued to the bumper of Abdus Salam. While Pleb serves his penalty but still manages to keep his lead. And surprisingly, Pagal Raja still managing to keep his P2. Will he go into the pits? No, he doesn't. I think he is going to go to the end on these tires, Vedant. Yeah, he is going to commit.
Brilliant racing right out there.
Absolutely. And this is helping Ancient Pleb as it is holding Makov, but not for long, just as I say that. And Makov makes a move, critical move, down the inside up to P2. So, yeah, that should release Makov.
That was a brilliant no contact move. Makov did take the inside line, which pushed Pagal Raja slightly wide over there, but I think it was okay. No penalties received. But Pagal Raja must really think of coming into the pits, because he has lost a couple of times. And if 10 seconds is the pit loss, then it would be wise to still get a tire change.
Yeah, and he is dangerously low on fuel as well. With 3 laps to go, it will be very close.
MJK, something brilliant, something weird has happened. We see Eskaz in P5 in front of Modiki Guarantee, and P7. Abdus has moved down to P8.
I think Abdus had an incident there. That is unfortunate for him. As we see, he has some damage. I think the bus stop chicane has claimed another victim. Abdus down to P8. I think that is his race more or less done with 3 laps to go. Meanwhile, we see Brazilian Sam, a newcomer into this lobby. He was here on very short notice, maybe had an hour worth of practice before he gained access to this lobby, and he is doing wonderfully well in P7.
Yeah, I remember him from the last leg from the Super World Cup, and I saw him race, and I think he's a brilliant driver as well.
Absolutely. And as you had pointed out, Vedu, Askaz making the most of all those incidents, and he is up to P5. He had a terrible incident in the early laps of the... Sorry, Vedu, go ahead.
Yeah, we will move back to Askaz, MJK, but we have a new race leader as we were talking about that. Makov has moved into P1.
Oh wow, Makov takes the lead. Wonder what happened there. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover it, but yeah, both of them on almost dead tires. Makov with slightly less fuel than Pleb. Pleb will not let this go. I'm sure Pleb will try his level best with 2 laps to go to get that position back. While we say that, I don't see Pagal Raja pitting. I think he is going to take these tires all the way with the final on him on his penultimate lap. And
Yeah, I think he's settling for P3.
Yep.
I think he's settling for P3 because he has 7 seconds in front. He's 7 seconds in front of Uncharted Man, and I think he should hold on to this. But this gives me like the last race vibe that we had for the Super Wild Cup between you and Pagal Raja. Because these two guys, P1 and P2, are low on fuel and worn out tires, and they need to survive 2 more laps.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we see both of them not giving each other an inch, as Makov not able to pull away and Pleb not able to close up to Makov, and the gap slightly spreading now to 6/10 as the both of them head towards the start finish line for the final lap. Will we see Ancient Pleb make a last ditch effort to get the lead, or will we see Makov hold his nerve as he goes towards the pit lane and away, trying to break that toe? Oh, Pleb has much higher wear on his mediums, especially the top left. That is going to cost him. Yeah, and he gets a penalty. I think that is it for the fight for the lead for him.
Yeah, but let's not forget Mako is really low on fuel right now, and I think Pleb has slightly more fuel. So one has better tires, less fuel, and other has more fuel and less of tires.
Yeah. Let's see. We only have 5 corners between these guys and the finish line. Let's see how that pans out. While we see the race pretty much settled with all the other positions behind them. And Pleb has another penalty. Unfortunate. His tires are dead. His tires are dead. The finish line can't come close enough for him. While we say that, here is our race winner for the first time this league. It's Makov, who has crossed the finish line in P1. Pleb in P2. Pagal Raja with a wonderful no stopper in P3. Ench in P4. Askas in P5. Modi ki guarantee in P6. Brazilian Sam in a wonderful P7 on his first outing. Abdul Salam in P8, not the race he wanted, his first race in Lobby A. And Inavri rounding up the grid in P9. But yeah, that was a wonderful race, Vedu. Congrats to the podium sitters and Makov.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw some brilliant racing today between these 3 guys, the top 3 podium winners, and good to see a lot of new drivers who also made it successfully today.
Yep, absolutely. And so that is it for the 4th round of the Targa Cup. Now we have the 5th and final round coming up in a few days. We will be visiting the legendary Circuit de la Sarthe, aka the Le Mans 24 hours Le Mans race. Everyone will be in the Audi R18s. Good luck to everyone and see you soon then. Till then, take care.